4 houses, $35,000 and less, and one of these houses is sitting on more than an acre and a half of land. Cheers, everybody. Hope you're all having a great day. We're going to get right into it and head into Herrington, Kansas. And wherever you are today, hope you're having a fabulous day and your glass is full of gratitude. And we're in Herrington, Kansas with this one, starting us out at $35,000. This is the highest priced house in today's episode. It's at 202 SA Street in Herrington, Kansas, 67449. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath cutie with 1,313 square feet of interior living space, and the house itself is sitting on 6,098 square feet. It's only been on the market 22 days, and it was built in 1900. So let's see what we're getting in Herrington, Kansas for $35,000. This is cute as a bug. Now, you may want to trim back the shrubs and expose that front porch. So we have a gray exterior. Looks like it may have a shingle roof. Everybody loves a covered porch, right? Hope you're all having a great day. You're welcome to subscribe to the channel and join our growing community, because this is where we venture through state to state, through town to town, see how much house, cabins, and acreage, and sometimes churches we get for our money. Look how cute this one is. So there's your concrete stairs leading you up to your front entry. So here's a side angle. Over 1,300 square feet of space, and this is a $35,000 house. And we have to remember, we're getting the house, the well, the septic, the utilities. And this one here in Herrington, Kansas is in Morris County, where your population is 2,098 people, and your real estate tax rate is 1.19%. And the median home values in Morris County, Kansas are right around $150,000. So this one's only $35,000. So here you have a really nice set of French doors underneath your patio. That's nice. $35,000. Herrington, Kansas. This is cute. You could add more landscaping around the exterior if you like, or you can leave it minimal. It's less you have to care for, I suppose. Look at this. So we have some unique archways. So there's some character. Light, white, bright interior space. Looks like that may be hardwood or vinyl flooring there. Hopefully it's hardwood flooring. When you're there in person, you get down to the fine details. You have your home inspections. You have your general contractors come out. This is a nice size house, not too terribly small by any means. Look at the big windows. And I do have some AI renderings via GPT at the end of the video. If you want to see what some of these rooms look like when they're renovated. This is nice. $35,000 right here. Looks like that's paneling that's been painted white. Here's our kitchen. So you could add some counter high chairs here at the end of the breakfast bar. So it looks like we run from the kitchen and then we have a room on each side of it, so it's kind of open. Does have a window above your sink. It's nice. Looks like we could move right in there. You may need to give it some attention, but looks like you could live in it while you're renovating. If you want to renovate it, maybe you could just spruce it up and call it your own, right? $35,000. It's way less than rent, especially if you're paying like $2,000 or more a month. Okay, so here is another area that you could incorporate the kitchen into, because they've got the refrigerator there. And again, when you're there in person, you get down to the lay of the land, so to speak. But there's the French doors that we saw on the outside. That looks like your wall heater there. And so you may be able to open this up, and maybe if you wanted to move the counter and come around into this room a little bit more. There's always ways to modify and modernize interior spaces. So here's more paneling that we all love. If you're new to this channel, we see a lot of paneling in these houses. Many times they paint it like we saw in the one room. Sometimes people have enough ambition to remove it and hang drywall. But this does not look bad by any means. And if you were to lighten the paneling, it's really going to lighten up the spaces. Here's your bathroom. Does look like vinyl flooring. And when you're there in person, you find out if the windows are vinyl, if they're wood, if they're aluminum. So we do have an issue with the wall there. It looks like somebody put some holes in the drywall. So here's another area of the bathroom. Now it looks like we're going to need a shower head, but it's a tub and shower combination. Wood window in the bathroom here. There's your laundry room. Look at all that linen storage. Nice. There's your electric panel. Couple of windows in your laundry room to let that sunshine in. $35,000 for this house right here. Look at this. Wow, that is pretty. That's a very nice upstairs storage room. You could use that for a home office, another bedroom, entertainment area, whatever you want to do with it. That's nice. Beautiful knotty pine. $35,000 in Herrington, Kansas. And again, we're in Morris County. Just under 2,100 people in your little town here. This is great. There's another angle. Wow, we get a detached garage also. That adds some value to it. So when you're renovating, if you need to move some stuff out to your garage, you can totally do that. And then there is another view of the outside. How cute is this? $35,000 find right here. 202 SA Street in Herrington, Kansas, 67449. And that's Herrington with one R. So let's check out our street view here. There we are. You always want to research your neighborhoods and things, but you do have sidewalks for your walkability. Definitely have some neighbors. We are kind of tucked up on that embankment. And then let's look at the map here to show you where Herrington is. So you have a lot of amenities. You have a trading company. You have a pinup cafe. Go walk and get some coffee. Got a Subway sub shop. So we are, let's see, Herrington, Kansas. So you do have an airport nearby, Herrington Regional. So let's see what else we have nearby. Topeka is way over here to the northeast. You've got Lincolnville down to the south and Florence down to the south, and you have Gypsum over to the west. Herrington, Kansas right there. And Kansas City is way over here to the northeast. That's 202 SA Street, built in 1900, 22 days on the market, does have a detached garage. Nice. And the details say your opportunity awaits. 2 bedrooms, 1 full bath, sitting on a corner lot. You have a great potential for your DIY enthusiasts. Anyone ready to bring new life to this house? Definitely get a hold of the agent, which you'll find in the description box below the video. And says the utilities are currently off and they will not be turned on. So you may be buying it as is, where is, unless you can negotiate that and turn them on at your own expense and have them turned back off when you're finished. And then here it says in the history, it was listed for $65,000 in 2015. Then they removed it. Then they tried it again in 2017. Then they removed it. Now they're at $35,000, and this house is 125 years old. And when we look down, the taxes do say that they were $719 on a 3535 assessment. That might be just for the land. And so yeah, that's $35,000 in Herrington, Kansas. Gotta love it. That is so cute. That's got a lot of potential. So now we're headed into Henry, Tennessee. Anybody looking in Tennessee? Look at this cute little place. $34,900 for this one. It's only been on the market a day, so it's hot off that listing press. It's at 228 East College Street. Henry, Tennessee, 38231. This one's on a small lot. It's only 2,178 square foot lot. The house has 1,140 square feet of living space, 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, built in 1965. So let's see what we're getting for $34,900. So we do have metal roof. We have black shutters around the windows. Now I did give this one an AI rendering also, so you can see what it looks like with a long covered front porch here at the end of the video. Look at this. So more paneling, but look at this. Looks like we can move right in this one also. Modernize the interior space under $35,000. And in Henry, Tennessee, we are in Henry County. And the population is 520 people. And in Tennessee, your real estate tax rate is 0.58%. Woo, there's our pop of color, everybody. Woohoo! Love it. So we do have vinyl flooring in this room here coming in off the front entry. And then this may be hardwood in the orange room here. Okay, so this one looks like we got some cracks in your either plasterboard or drywall. But again, have those home inspections. It's $34,900. There's our bathroom, and there's the lid, people, the lid. If you're new to the channel, you're going to soon realize we like those lids closed. Nonetheless, it is a full bathroom. Now, it doesn't look like we're getting a shower with this one. It looks like it's just a tub there with some flooring that's going to need to be replaced. It was vinyl, but we do have your vanity and your shell-shaped sink there. It does have a window. There's our kitchen with a double window above your sink. It does have a flat top range. Your water heater's in the corner. Vinyl flooring. So I've rendered this kitchen also, so we'll see that here in a few minutes. Not bad for $34,900. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of these houses, what you would do with them if you were to scoop one of these up and save them. Because you know people need houses and houses need people. So here's another room with double windows. Then the vinyl floor continues. You never know though, we may find hardwood flooring beneath the vinyl. And when the house has an acre or half an acre or maybe 5 acres, it never hurts to ask the agent if there is more land available that the seller may have that's not attached to the listing. So here we have more cabinets above your flat top range there. For me, I may want to remove those. Nice size kitchen. You could paint that paneling and just modernize the interior. And of course, these houses will need more than paint. I understand that. And but this just gives you an idea of what we're working with. So for those of you who are not afraid to get your hands dirty and build a little sweat equity, these houses might suit your needs. Cool spigots there for in your laundry room with more vinyl flooring. Look at this, another detached garage. And that's a 2-car detached garage, and that looks like vinyl siding with a metal roof. And this is $34,900 in Henry County, Henry, Tennessee. Unreal, isn't it? So for those of you who are just thinking about buying a house, if you are just out of college or out of high school and you don't want to rent a house, you're moving out of your parents' place, please subscribe to the channel and check out the previous episodes because there are a lot of houses that need to be saved up, that can be salvaged, that you can buy, that are way below the median sale prices that you see on Zillow. So obviously we're going to need a floor in this room, but again, that's not the worst thing I've ever seen. There is definitely a hole there, but they did start with a particle board. You could finish that off, lay plywood, but again, have your general contractors come out and find out what's going on with it. There again is another exterior view. It's very cute. A lot of potential. And there's a sidewalks for that walkability. So let's get some more details off of this one. 228 East College Street. Only on the market a day. Built in 65. So let's see our street view for this one. Look at this. Cute little side street. So there's your neighbors. And again, due diligence. You got to check out your neighborhoods. But that is really cute. That's got a lot of potential. You can always add a white fence to the front or maybe put a privacy fence around it. And here we are in Henry County. So let's see where we are on the map. So we have a thrift store nearby, so you can go thrifting. You have Emma's Market right nearby. That looks like it's within walking distance. You have a civic center. So you have Wallace up to the north. Let's see where we are here. This is Nashville is over here to the east. So it looks like you're within maybe an hour and a half of Nashville. Maybe a couple of hours. McKenzie down to the south. So yeah, we're in, I'd say northern Tennessee. Puryear is up to the north there. And Big Sandy is over to the east. And Greenfield is over to the west. And Nashville is way over here to the east. And that's 228 East College Street. And the description says, looking for a great rental or fixer-upper or first-time home buy, take a look at this 3-bedroom, 1-bath, vinyl-sided, metal roof, single-car garage. And that looks like a double car to me. And that's $34,900. And for the history on this one, it was just listed and the house is 60 years old. So there could be some longevity with this seller also, which is nice when you want to get more information. $34,900 in Henry, Tennessee. Really sweet little place there. Now we're headed into Derry, PA. And that's Derry. Look at this house. This is sitting on a 1/4 of an acre and it does have a detached garage. This is less than $30,000 and pardon the F word, this one's a foreclosure. It's been on the market 124 days. And just let's see what we're getting in Derry, Pennsylvania, 15627 at 1408 West 4th Avenue. $29,900 for this one here. Look at this. So you have a detached garage, you have a covered porch. Looks like it may have aluminum siding and maybe the wood Wood siding up on the top and maybe a shingle roof. Yeah, that's a shingle roof. And I have an AI rendering of what this is going to look like without that shrub there. Nice covered porch. Looks like we have some stone exterior as well. $29,900. Now in Pennsylvania, the real estate tax rate is 1.36%. We're in Westmoreland County, population 2,586 people. So this looks like it's an enclosed porch with 2 access points. $29,900 on a quarter of an acre. So there, we are definitely going to need some cleanup, but for under $30,000, we can expect them to be new and shiny. And always ask how long the home has been vacant. That's my recommendation. Therefore, you get an idea of how long it's been sitting, not being, sitting unoccupied, because the longer they sit vacant, they do not increase in value. But look at that. We could open that wall right up. You could put a header in if you need to, but that may not be load bearing. So this wall here might just separate the space. Does look like it has wood windows. Yeah, I'd open that right up if this were mine. And I do have an AI rendering of this kitchen right here. That looks like vinyl flooring. We have triple window above your double sink. Quite a few cabinets. $29,900 for this house. Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania. Good sized kitchen. You could always add another area for an island there if you needed more cabinets. So nice wood cabinets. That's a beautiful sink. Look at the size of that sink. That's a nice farmhouse sink. You just add a new faucet to it. So we do have suspended ceiling in this room here. More paneling, of course. Now this house might need a new roof. Again, have those home inspections and find out what's going on with it. So here's a bathroom. So here we have storage. That's your laundry area maybe. Now this may be a basement with your mechanicals. In your home inspections, we'll check those mechanicals. They'll tell you the longevity of your roof. They'll check your foundation. They'll run a dishwasher in your kitchen if you have one. But this is under $30,000 in Derry, Pennsylvania. Derry. Okay, so now we're headed up to the upstairs. So we may find hardwood floor beneath that carpet. Yeah, this is another house that has a lot of potential. It can be saved. Somebody could bring life to this one. Look at that. Nice size rooms. $29,900. And again, the real estate tax rate is 1.36%. So it's quite a bit higher than the 0.58 in Tennessee. The national average is 0.99, just an FYI. Okay, so here we have some carpet in the bathroom. Now for me, I'd want to roll that up and remove it. I'd throw it right out the window if this were mine. But still, it's a full bathroom, good size full bathroom nonetheless. But we have the tub without a shower. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's a shower door right there. Smack me in the face if I was any closer. So we do have a single shower and the tub. You could always put a clawfoot soaker in there. Here's our basement, block basement. Looks fairly dry. In Derry, Pennsylvania, look at this place. $29,900. More than likely this is going to be a cash deal. But any of you have cash, maybe they'll take an offer. Maybe you could offer them $20,000. You never know. It's 1408 West 4th Avenue. It's been on the market 124 days. And it's on a quarter of an acre. So let's see our street view. So yes, I removed the shrubs. And we're in a neighborhood here. Kind of a busy road, but looks like we don't have anybody across the road. That's nice. But you do have some neighbors. Looks like that looks like it's got a great shingle roof on it. But again, home inspections. So let's see, we're Derry, PA. I do believe this is within an hour and 15 minutes of the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. So you've got a Barclay's Dairy King. You have Chef Dallow's table there. Dollar General. So you have some amenities nearby. You have a Pit Stop Pizza. Okay, so here we are in Derry, Pennsylvania. And there's Pittsburgh over here to the west. So you're about an hour and 15 minutes east of Pittsburgh. Not a bad find right there for anybody that wants to be on the outskirts of Pittsburgh. You've got Johnstown over here to the east, and you've got Greensburg and Irwin over to the west. And then there's Pittsburgh and Monroeville. 1408 West 4th Avenue in Derry, Pennsylvania. 124 days on the market. It doesn't tell us the year the house was built, and we have to remember we're also getting a detached garage that looks like it's concrete block. First, the positives. It's a house. The end. Now the other features. Practice your DIY skills. You're going to get some sweat equity with this one. And let's see here. It does need... Let's see here. Let's see. Making the utility. Let's see. You're going to get to put someone to work putting all these fun projects such as new flooring, painting, woodwork, and trim, and drywall, plumbing, electrical. So it needs a complete overhaul from what this says here. However, what one person finds is a complete overhaul, and what you may find is maybe something completely different. So I just say, look at these in person, have your general contractors come out, because what some people say, you know, they would take the house right down to the foundation. Other people might say, no, it's worth fixing. You can work with what you've got, right? So always worth a look in person, in my opinion. So anyway, it's $29,900. And this one here has been on the market. It was listed in 2017 for $74,500. Then they sold it in 2018 for $56,000. Then they listed it in January for $54,900. Then it's been decreased a couple of times. Now they're down to $29,900. And when it comes to the taxes for this one, looks like it had an assessment of $76.60, taxes $944. Those taxes, though, I always say they most likely are not accurate. It's best to call the clerk's office and get the correct and accurate tax amounts for these properties. $29,900 nonetheless. And that is in Derry, Pennsylvania, 15627. That might be a great find for somebody that doesn't mind renovating. Now we're headed into Smock, PA. Look at this place. This is like a farmhouse, and it's sitting on 1.68 acres of land. $29,900. And again, excuse the F word because this is another foreclosure, so these would be cash deals. It's an 1,888 square foot home with 4 bedrooms and 1 bathroom at 587 Upper Middletown Road, Smock, PA 15480. It's been on the market 30 days. It was built in 1900. 1.68 acres, the well, the septic, the house. That's almost 2,000 square feet of living space in Smock, PA. Let's see what we're getting. Isn't this pretty? Now, it does have a shingle roof. We have a covered front porch and a covered side porch. I did a AI rendering of this one also. Look at this, $29,900 in Smock, PA. We're in Fayette County, where the population is 479 people. And again, the real estate tax rate is 1.36%. So for me, I may want to open up this wall and expose that staircase back there. We're getting carpeting, we're getting paneling. And in this area, your median home values are over $140,000. And in Derry, PA, in the previous listing, the median home values there are over $225,000. And these houses are under $30,000. Yeah, this needs just modernized. Look at this. You could move right in there too, as long as you're not too fussy. If you're not fussy, this channel's for you. I'll say that. It's always very interesting just to see what's out there for these kind of price points. So you have a light interior for your wall, for these walls here that aren't paneled. Okay, so we do have a crack in this wall here, so it's definitely going to need attention, of course. Can't expect much less for, you know, or expect a whole lot when it's under $30,000, but it's workable. Sometimes you may find these houses when you get there in person, they are just way far gone. You know, yes, we can have that experience also when you get in there. But sometimes they're better than what the photographs show. So for me, again, I think I'd want to, it's too bad that archway wasn't wider. But if you don't need a header, or maybe you want to put a header in there, maybe you want some exposed beams, has potential. So that looks like the radiator heat there. Now we do have an issue with the ceiling tile or the ceiling, but that roof looked pretty good, but maybe you just could hang some new drywall. Nice woodwork around that window. Beautiful trim. I see character. I see potential. And again, we're in Smock, Pennsylvania in Fayette County. So there's your laundry room. That may be hardwood flooring. The windows are definitely wood. There's our kitchen. Not a whole lot to work with there, but we do have a really nice square window above your double sink. Now you could add more countertop. You could possibly add maybe an island or more cabinet space in front of this radiator there. When you're there in person, again, you get the lay of the land. This could be a bedroom. I'd throw that carpet right out the window. And I'd be so happy doing it. Okay, so here we have, not sure if it's been, you're going to roll it up. You're going to roll up the carpet anyway and remove it, right? But you'll find out what's beneath it. If you have to put some new flooring down, so be it. Definitely going to take some sweat equity for these houses, but they're definitely worth saved. There are so many houses out there that are just dilapidating. They're sitting there, you know, they're dilapidated, I should say. And they just need some life. With all the houses that are vacant out there, we could house our veterans and our homeless population. We could recycle and repurpose materials, build some new properties and new houses for people. That's what I say. And I see many of you have left comments agreeing with me on that. And I'm like, why not, right? Why not renovate and or rebuild from the materials that are just sitting out there in an open field somewhere? So these may be bedrooms. Definitely a mop and a sponge is going to come in handy. And some gloves maybe, if you need them. But this is a good size house right here with a lot of potential, a lot of rooms. It's under $30,000. Maybe you've got the cash. Maybe you've got a friend that's got half of it. You want to split the cost. This is on more than 1.5 acres of land. You could have a hobby farm, raise some backyard chickens, let your big dogs run. Over 1.5 acres, if your well and septic and utilities are in working order, this may be a great find for somebody. And again, we're in Smock, Pennsylvania in Fayette County. Wow. Good size house. A lot of rooms. There's your closet. So those most likely are the bedrooms. Yeah, this room looks to be about the worst. But again, roll up that carpet, remove it, get rid of all that wallpaper and fix that wall. Fix whatever's happening and causing that. It could be mold, of course. And if it is, we all know that's got to be eradicated immediately. Looks like it's been vacant for a while. But that's what home inspections are for, and that's why you want to view these houses in person to really see what's going on with them. That looks like a dual closet. It's a very pretty house. It's very farmhouse-like, right? I love the covered porches. Plenty of room for landscaping. You could add shutters to the front. You could wrap around the porch if you like. Look at this. So you have another deck on the other side. There's your basement access. Now that looks like it could be vinyl siding as well. $29,000, under $30,000 for this house on more than 1.5 acres of land. Okay, so yeah, this is going to have to be eradicated. All of that growth on the vinyl and on the exterior of the house. Pardon me, exterior of the house. That needs to be removed. That does a number on siding. Yeah, that needs some attention. But that's very pretty property nonetheless on more than 1.5 acres of land. The roof doesn't look bad in this portion of the house, but again, home inspections. So let's get some details off of this one. 587 Upper Middletown Road. Wow. Been on the market 30 days, built in 1900. Let's take a look at the street view here. There we are. So we do have some neighbors, but they're tucked back off the road. This looks very, very nice. But again, we do our research on our neighborhoods. And this is, again, about an hour and 15 from Pittsburgh. And we're in Fayette County. So here we are. So Monessen is right up here to the north, and Pittsburgh is up further to the north. And so then we have Berlin over to our east. We have Uniontown and Farmington down to the south. Perryopolis up to the north. So we're about an hour, I'd say an hour, no more than an hour and 20 minutes from Pittsburgh, south of Pittsburgh with this one. 587 Upper Middletown Road. And the description says, spacious two-story home with a front covered porch, plenty of space, eat-in kitchen. You also have 1.6 acres of private and wooded land. Upstairs are all 4 bedrooms and a full bathroom, and you have a full unfinished basement. And so you have plenty of room if you want to add a garage or an outbuilding of some form. Definitely have a hobby farm. And when we look at the history on this one, this was sold for $44,000 in 2000. Now, 25 years later, they're asking $39,900. Or I'm sorry, they were at $39,900. Now they're at $29,900. And the house is 125 years old. And the tax history says it was $1,699 for the taxes on this one, assessed at $62,370, and that was in 2025. But again, call the clerk's office for the most accurate tax amounts. And that one again is $29,900 in Smock, Pennsylvania, on 1.68 acres of land. Wow, unbelievable. So let's go back here to Herrington, Kansas real quick. So Herrington, Kansas, here is the outside. And that's what I did. I added just took the shrubs out and painted it a fresh coat of paint. Has a nice shingle roof. There's your covered porch. So that's what it could look like all spruced up. And here is our Herrington kitchen. So that's what it currently looks like. And that's what it could look like freshly painted with gold hardware. And there's your counter high chairs. Isn't that nice? Keep all the cabinets, just paint them white. Keep your white countertop. You can lay new floor or use the flooring that's in there. And this is by ChatGPT. And this is the Henry, Tennessee property. So the Henry, Tennessee is right here. So with this one here, I added a new green roof just to give it a little spruce up and covered the front porch with your deck there. Just gives you an idea of what you could do with it. And then for the kitchen, there's your Tennessee kitchen right here. So there's what it currently looks like, and this is what it would look like if you painted your cabinets green, added a drop-in sink, keep the windows, paint the walls white, keep the flooring. It's always fun to mess around with the ChatGPT to render the interiors and exteriors, just to give you an idea. And then we go to Derry, Pennsylvania. Now this one here, let's see, what did I do with the Derry, Pennsylvania? Here is the outside without the big shrub, and I added a picket fence. Isn't that pretty? So just remove the shrub or just trim it down and add a fence on the front, and there you have it for the Derry, Pennsylvania. And here's your kitchen. So that's what it currently looks like, and that's what it could look like painted white. Keep the window, have a nice sink there. I'd keep that sink that's in the kitchen right now, but that's what the AI brought us. Nice and clean and modern. And then when we move over here to the Smock, PA house, and this is what I did with the Smock. Isn't that pretty? Just gave it a little darker color, but just brought new life to those covered porches. Isn't that gorgeous? And so yeah, that's just another one. And that's Smock, PA for $29,900 on 1.68 acres. Or you have this one in Derry, Pennsylvania on 1/4 of an acre for $29,900. You've got this one in Henry, Tennessee for $34,900, or this one in Herrington, Kansas for $35,000. 4 houses, $35,000 and less. Just another great episode to show you what kind of properties are out there that are way below that median sale price on Zillow. Wherever you guys are today, hope you're having a fabulous day and your glass is full of gratitude. Stay tuned for more because more houses are coming up. And until then, please subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the episodes, join our growing community, and we will see you in the next one. Have a great evening. Have a great weekend. Cheers, everybody.